first of all, give Penn State credit. They found a way to win, and it was an interesting game. And bottom line is, thought we had a lot of guys across the board, do enough to give us a chance. But we've got to find ways to finish. And certainly, had a number of opportunities in the red zone, and didn't do a good job of scoring points. And you've got to score points to win. And early, we've got twice we're inside the 5. You get your goal line package in, and we jump off sides once, and then end of the game, we missed exchange. We had another exchange problem in the red zone. You got to take care of the football and all the things that you know about football. And we didn't do it well enough today, and we certainly didn't finish the way that you have to, especially against a good team. But I thought that, you're going to look back too, and a lot of guys gave us a chance to be in it and gave us a chance for it, but we've got to also find a way to finish. And again, you have to give the opponent credit in Penn State, and it's a tough loss. And we've got to all learn from it, and there's going to be some things that you want to build on, and we've got to do that. And obviously, it's very obvious, and there'll be other things that we've got to correct and move forward if we want to be a good football team, which I think we can be.
Got mics on each side of the room. Jeff.
Well, you mentioned mistakes down near the goal line. I know it's a first game, there are no preseason games in college, but would you expect better or more execution from this crew, given some of the experienced guys on there?
Yeah, I think that just in general, and the types of mistakes that they were. You're talking about, Graham and Ches on a quarterback running back exchange, and then kind of the ball comes spurting out on the in the goal line, so you're talking about those are things that, whether it's the first game or the last game, you think that you can, you should be better than that. And, I know procedure, penalties happen, but, down there, everything it's that much more important. When you play a good team, all those plays are going to matter. And, you're going to look at it and we'll go back and watch the film, and there's going to be some areas, some times where we just got to take advantage of what's there, and I don't know that we did.
Paul, it seemed as though Jalen Berger was in position to get a fair number of opportunities coming in this season. Why didn't he play today?
Yeah, I think the big thing was, Ches obviously got the start, and Isaac was next back in, and I kind of knew that going into the game, and I thought Ches did a lot of really good, and so same with Isaac, and so I think it got to be, it got to be how they were playing, and felt like Isaac, Ches ended, I think, got a decent amount of carries, but Isaac still we thought had more in him too, so I think that's probably what in the end it's because of what Ches and Isaac were doing.
Oh, you say repeatedly every play takes 11 guys, but what do you hope your quarterback learned today about whether it's ball security, reading things, hitting guys, whatever?
Yeah, I think that there's so much for him and to learn from, and I think it's it's a unique where you've got to be poised under pressure, and it was a good defense and brought a doing a lot of stuff and bringing a lot of I wouldn't say he was comfortable in the pocket early, but you still have to. That's a hard thing, right? You've got to still play with poise under those circumstances. I think there's times when he did, and times when he didn't. We have the early. We've got a play action pass called, and we end up taking the grounding penalty on it. That's a huge 1st and 10. That's a huge penalty, and there's so many learning things that come up in a game. And making sure that you don't get ahead of the game and you let the game come to you. And I thought there's times when he did some really good, and I think there's going to be some where we look back and say, okay, you got to still play the game and let it come to you.
Well, I know you haven't had a chance to look at the film yet, but for the most part, the secondary did a pretty good job against Dotson and Washington. But a couple of times when they were in the slot, they got deep and behind the safeties. Was that miscommunication from the corner to the safety level, or what did you see on those plays?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I thought, big picture, defense played really well, but there was, like you said, there's some big plays, that, in the passing game, they had the 3rd and 10, 3rd and long, and they got a seam, and then, coming out in the second half, and so there's, I don't know exactly what happened there, but, it's, those are gonna be areas we've got to clean up.
Paul, when did you find out Leo won't be able to go?
Yeah, we found out Friday, yesterday.
Well, you mentioned Ches before, went over 100 yards today in his first game. What stood out to you about what he was able to do today to help out the offense?
I thought he ran hard. I thought that he, it's hard in the kind of from where you're at, was he staying true to everything? But I thought he played. Just like he was out there and played and ran through some, made some yards on his own. I thought took advantage of some yards that were there, and so it was fun to see him though. Just he gave a lot, and I like the way he approaches the game too.
How does the quarterback's responsibilities and reads different in the red zone compared to, between the 20s? How does that sort of compress and make it a difficult challenge for?
Yeah, I mean, the obvious thing is that as space gets condensed, there's you're gonna have some smaller windows. And, the end there, a lot of teams will bring pressure down there, so it's, a little bit different look. And so I think those are the two main things that kind of change, kind of that part of the field.
Paul, throughout this week you talked about Faion Hicks and the growth that he's shown. How do you think he did against a guy like Dotson? It seemed like he was following him around either side or a couple of times in the slot as well.
Yeah, he was, and I thought I did well, and like all of it, you're anxious to see it, but I thought he was consistent. Faye was consistent. It was a heck of a challenge. That's a really good football player, and I thought he did well.
Jake?
Paul, when it comes to the offensive line, we saw, Beach and then, the others on the line start off, but then, Beach stayed in there, and then you had the interior of the line change up, especially like Tittman, and then Lyles going in. What led to the interior line kind of changing on a couple of those drives?
Yeah, we kind of knew going in. You had two first-time starters in Tip and Nelly, and also with Seltz, kind of in the past, Seltz has also been one to kind of rotate with, and so combination of that, and thought we had another group of guys that deserved the right to play, and so I think it was kind of new going into the game that we wanted to get them some snaps.
Scott?
Yeah, Coach, after the last year, what was it like having, fans back there and having the support from 76,000?
Yeah, I mean, that part was awesome. I feel bad that we didn't do more for them, but it certainly, it was special. And I think we all went through it, and like I said, I just wish we could have given them more.
Okay.
Well, just a kind of a strategy question. You guys were down 16-10, you went for it on the first 4th down. Did the missed extra point factor into it at all, or can you just take us through your thinking there, going for it on 4th down versus a field goal attempt that first time? You know what I mean? It was 16-10, and then he threw the pick.
Yeah.
Did you think about a field goal there, or did that missed extra point by Penn State factor into anything?
Yeah, I think that was, you kind of thought this might be our chance, and wasn't sure on when you had a little bit of time, you kind of actually think through it, but thought this is, kind of went all in on this is the drive, and obviously we didn't finish it.
Cool. After he missed most of last season with the head injury, what do you think of Danny Davis's play? Made some big catches for you today.
He really did, and some contested catches, and it was, I thought he played with great energy. I thought a lot of guys did. That's what'll get lost in this one. I thought KP did some really good things. I thought, Ferg caught the ball, but it was a big play. Going in and Ferg makes a heck of a catch, got a chance to, we would go in and score, but it's, we just, it's hard right now because we didn't finish. And yet, Danny, he obviously made some really good plays. That one, the red zone was impressive. And you just like to say we finished better so that we could enjoy that more.
What kind of messages you have for the team to keep their eyes on the big picture after a week 1 loss, something you didn't want to happen?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough loss, right? And like every game, there's going to be things that you've got to take away from it. And some of these are very obvious. We've talked a lot about them here. And there's going to be others that we've got to clean up and build on. And whether you win or lose, you're going to have those opportunities. And the season did not start the way you'd want to, as far as winning the game. And yet, to win, you've got to do one. You got to give yourself a chance to be in that position. I thought, many did, but you got to find a way to finish, and we didn't do that enough. And so, a lot of season ahead of us. Like I said, I still like this team a lot, but we've got to learn from this, each and every one of us, not just players, myself, all of us. We can and need to be better.
Coach, going back to the Danny Davis and Jake Ferguson and the weapons on the team, those two actually caught 17 of Graham's 22 passes that were caught. Was that part of the game plan, or were they just making plays and winning their routes?
Yeah, I think they're certainly making plays. We've got confidence in a lot of other guys, but they certainly made plays, and you never quite know as you go into a game, who's going to be getting the ball and kind of where it's going. So it's those two we expect to be able to get some production out of, but really there's a lot more that we feel like need to be a big part of this as well.
Time for one more.
What were the conversations like with Graham after the missed handoff exchanges? Is that a focus thing, fundamentals, or just a fluke ball slips kind of thing?
Well, I think you gotta address it. The one make sure him and Ches, okay, what happened here, and and that one thought it was a little bit low, and they both have to take ownership in it, and you gotta prevent those from happening, right? It certainly happened again. It happened. You've got to learn from it, but it's we need to be better than that. We need to be able to quarterback center exchanges, quarterback running back exchanges. We've got to be able to handle those.